Politico Playbook co-author Anna Palmer in the flesh here. We have New York City Council Minority Whip, former Trump New York campaign co-chair Joe Borelli, and of course you know this fellow, Fox Business senior correspondent Charlie Gasparino. All right, help me out with this, Anna, because I'm looking at this meeting and I'm thinking, what's to come of it? Or is the healthcare thing on or off?
I think it's been a little confusing based on where the president has been tweeting. He's kind of switched sides a lot on this. But from my perspective, the staff on the Hill that I was talking to on leadership in Republican offices were saying this is too little too late. He's looking for a unicorn, something that's going to kind of try to fix this for him. He sent out 2 of his top former campaign aides to try to get Senator Mike Lee to change his vote yesterday. It did nothing.
By the way, did Mike Lee telegraph that he was going to be a no vote the day before yesterday when he was having this big din-din?
Yeah, I don't think it was a surprise that Mike Lee was going to be opposed to this.
But I just read into that was a little, you don't care.
Well, I think he was trying to, they thought he might be somebody, and he won by 40 points in Utah. I mean, he's not at risk for election like potentially like a Senator Rob Portman would be in Ohio or some of these other people.
Or Senator Capito in West Virginia.
Absolutely.
Right. Huh. Joe, what do you make of all this?
Look, I think we're all sitting here watching the bus waiting for the white plume of smoke, Habemus healthcare. I just don't know whether we're going to get it today. What I do hope is that the president actually expresses his frustration that he clearly must have from dealing with this group of people who have ran on this issue for the last 7 years.
Give up the healthcare thing. Yesterday it seemed like he had cut bait, and now he's back to hooking up the line.
Well, you don't know if the threat of the Obamacare simple repeal with a date certain is more of a threat to put pressure, or whether it's something the president wants to do. Look, if they went ahead and did that, it would certainly kick the can to 2018, and then essentially the public...
So in other words, rejigger the repeal effort. But 3 known senators are out against that, so the numbers aren't there.
Look,
hopes to win over somebody?
It's a tough sell. I mean, he's going to have to do something. Again, this is something that the perception of looking impotent while you're in government is worse than just the visuals and the ugliness of making it sausage.
Visual. This visual ain't working. That's what I said.
Yeah, you know, Neil, Mike Lee was no on Saturday, okay? I know that for a fact. He signaled it.
I wasn't surprised by it. The timing of it that night when they're having the dinner.
Yeah, I know. But the White House should have known he was done and that this thing was slipping away. Okay, that's
not the day to be in a fire truck. Then, right?
Good point. Now here's
the metaphor for the fire you're trying to put out.
But it's a good point.
Right.
Now here's the other thing. There isn't a Republican on the Hill that I've been speaking to that, except for those who work for Paul Ryan, that is not blaming Paul Ryan for this. I'm telling you.
Really?
Yes. They believe the debacle began with him selling Trump on doing this first, knowing, by the way, that Trump's heart was never in health care. He never really campaigned on it, right? I mean, did he mention health?
I think he did mention it.
No, he mentioned that it was imploding.
From its roots.
But remember, what was the big legislative things that he promised? Building a wall.
He criticized us a lot.
No, he did, but he was never like the other stuff. And Paul Ryan was the one, and I like Paul Ryan. I know him. You
should hear what he says about you.
He's a good guy, but he's the one that I am telling you pushed the White House to do this first, as opposed to tax cuts.
Well, there might be something to the logic of all this, that certain things have to happen. I just think now they're going to move on to the tax thing. But now I'm hearing the president they don't.
Well, I think what is going to be very interesting is to watch what happens in the House. The House Freedom Caucus, the conservatives, are going to try to force the Senate's hand. They're trying to get Paul Ryan to take up that 2015 Obamacare repeal vote to try to say, look, Senate, we not only have done our bill, now we've done this bill again. What are you guys doing?
They tell me that they don't think Ryan will bring it up.
I think that they're going to have a fight within the conference for the next couple of days.
Let's step back. I think there's another thing going on here, Joe, and it revealed itself in this back and forth on health care. The number of certainly Republican senators who are against giving tax breaks to the rich. They proved that in the health care thing, wanted to keep those intact for health care rework. I suspect they'll be of the same mindset when it comes to whatever tax package we get, and that will be an anathema to, as she pointed out, the conservative caucus.
Yeah, but there seems to be a bit more opposition to this healthcare thing because of the image of people losing coverage. I think the tax reform, although it'll be just as messy and ugly as any bill passing both houses of Congress will be.
You think it'll be messier?
Well, it's going to be one of those things where there's going to be proposals and people, trashing them and moving. It's not abnormal. Obamacare took, what, a year to pass, and we saw a series of hiccups. There was a series of hiccups leading up to even the House vote on Obamacare this year, the repeal, when there was media predictions that
you guys think we'll have a tax thing done this year?
No.
You don't.
Absolutely not. I mean, right now, if you look at it, they're trying to come together. I think they are doing a better job than the healthcare rollout. I give the Trump administration credit on that. But I think there is a lot left in this in terms of getting it done, trying to find a budget in the House passing that.
Real quick, Charlie, what do you think?
If Joe was a House member, congressman, Republican congressman from Staten Island, would you vote for ending the deduction for state and local taxes?
Well, it's tough. This is one of the unique states where it's a different situation, and that's why my Republican congressman is against it. But on the bigger picture,
You're right.
All right, that's what we're dealing with. All right, sorry, we can't solve the world's problems.